What greatness is inside of you that you are holding back on, that you are not even aware of because you've not even given yourself a chance? Some of you have not started taking action on your dreams because you're waiting to feel certain and sure. Uncertainty scares you, and the future is filled with unknown variables that you don't have control over. And so until you can control every single outcome that happens, you're going to stay put. Fear of judgment, fear of criticism. You don't want to start that business because your friend might be like, oh, who is she to run this business? You don't want to start putting yourself out there on social media because it might feel cringe and you're wondering, what if no one responds? What if no one likes or comments on my videos, right? So that fear, going into the future thinking of the worst possible outcome. Self-sabotage is when you intentionally hold yourself back in order to control the outcome. Because guess what? If you never try, if you never put yourself out there, if you sabotage yourself by holding yourself back and not putting yourself forward for that promotion or that experience, you automatically stop yourself from the possibility of rejection. If you do that, you're going to be sat forever. Because the feeling of readiness that you're looking for comes after you begin, not before. My confidence tip for you, if this is the part that you're struggling with, is to break things down into baby steps. When things are not coming perfectly, start where you are with what you have. Small moves consistently every single day are so much better than big fancy moves never. So stop waiting for the fancy this, the fancy location. Stop waiting for you to move into a nicer flat before you start. If you are at the bottom of the mountain looking at the top, you're going to feel overwhelmed because there is no shortcut to get there. You have to take it step by step. So start small, embrace the small beginnings because it is the consistent small steps that lead to transformational change. Ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today to get one step closer to my dreams? And if you ask yourself that every single day, one day you will wake up and see just how far you have come. And I promise you that is the most beautiful feeling ever. So the feeling of clarity you're looking for, uncertainty and control, only happens when you start taking action. You become ready after you start, not before. Because if you're sitting waiting to see the whole path ahead of you, you're never gonna see it. When your parents said as a kid, dinner's ready, what did they mean? It was the process of cooking that led to dinner being ready. It was taking one ingredient at a time, bringing it together, and then it was complete. The more action you take, the clearer the path becomes and the more ready you feel. So if you're looking to feel ready, you've got to start taking action. I became better in my entrepreneurship journey by starting my entrepreneurship journey. Before I quit my full-time job, I wasn't ready for entrepreneurship. I hadn't ticked all the boxes. I didn't know what the path was going to hold, but I believed in my dream and I had passion in me. And so passion and a good vision is all you need to get started. You don't need readiness. The readiness comes as you put in the work and as you progress. Confidence is not a prerequisite for taking action. It is a byproduct of taking action. So instead of waiting in comfort and waiting for certainty, you just have to get going. And actually, let's reframe what uncertainty means. Why does uncertainty have to be scary? Why does uncertainty mean that something wrong is going to happen? Uncertainty can also mean that there is a realm of amazing possibilities available to you when you take a chance on yourself. When I bet on myself and I quit my job to start entrepreneurship, I didn't know which way it was going to go, but it has turned out to be one of the most incredible journeys of my life. I wouldn't be here today if I hadn't taken that step. This podcast wouldn't be listened to in over 200 countries if I did not take that leap of faith. None of that would have happened if I did not take the step to bet on myself. So when you take a leap of faith to bet on yourself, yes, it might fail, but what if it doesn't? What if you unlock the most beautiful life you've ever experienced? What if you unlock so much abundance and positive possibilities by leaning into uncertainty? So uncertainty doesn't always have to mean something negative and bad is going to happen. What if this uncertainty can mean that life is going to surprise you in the most beautiful way? So my confidence tip for you is to lean into the positive possibilities of your life. If your brain tells you, what if I fail? fire it back with what if I succeed? If your brain tells you no one's going to care about your work, fire it back with what if someone is going to care about my work? Remember what I say, if it sabotages you, bin it. If it empowers you, run with it. Every time you get a sabotaging thought, replace it with a more empowering thought, a thought that you actually want for yourself rather than the negative thinking. I also want you to think about a bounce back plan in case something goes wrong. And I want you to think about what you have within you that can actually ensure you carry on your journey. So before you quit and take that leap of faith or to dive into the deep end of something new, think about, okay, if it doesn't go according to plan, what do I know about myself to make sure I can get back on and keep going? You are resilient, you are strong, you are creative, you are resourceful. All of these things are inside of you. So don't worry about whatever uncertainty might throw at you. Focus on what you know to be true about yourself, the truth of your greatness, the truth of your intelligence, the truth of your capability. Because you're not doing life as little ol' you. No, it's big ol' you. It's big ol' you with the strengths and the greatness and the love and the resourcefulness and the creativity. All of this is inside of you. So think about, if the worst outcome happens, what do I know about myself to bounce back? And make sure you remember that everything you need to win is already inside of you. So use what you have in your hands.